Today we are going to study about Science to second chapter, Life Processes in Living Organisms part 2. Various life processes are performing continuously their function in human body. Along with these various systems like digestive system, respiratory system, circulatory system, nervous system and excretory system, different external and internal organs perform their function independently and complete coordination with each other. These life processes perform their function independently but complete coordination. This all system is in action in more or less same way in all the organisms. Those are in need of continuous source of energy for this purpose. Carbohydrates, fats and proteins are the main sources of energy and it is harvested in mitochondria present in the cell. It is not only that foodstuffs are a sufficient source for the production of energy, but oxygen also needed. All these foodstuffs and oxygen are transported through the circulatory system to the cell. These all systems are controlled by control system or nervous system. Thus all the systems are necessary for the production of energy. Plants are autotrophs, that is, they prepare their own foods. Some of the food they use for themselves and other food is stored in the parts of the plant, that is leaves. We consume all these plant materials to obtain nutrients like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, minerals, etc. We obtain carbohydrate from different food items like wheat, rice, jawar, sweet potato, milk, fruits, vegetables, etc. From 1 gram of carbohydrates we get 1 kilocalorie of energy. Thus, how does this energy is created? Let us study how energy is produced in human being. Human respiratory system. Observe and label the diagram given beside. First diagram is of first labeling is nose, second mouth, third larynx, bronchi, diaphragm, alveolus, trachea and lungs. In living organisms, respiration occurs at two levels as body and cellular level. Oxygen and carbon dioxide are exchanged between body and surroundings in case of respiration occurring at body level. Means oxygen is taken in and carbon dioxide is given out. That type of respiration is known as body level respiration. In case of respiration at cellular level, foodstuffs are oxidized either with or without help of oxygen. Carbohydrates of the food that we consume every day are mainly utilized for the production of energy required for daily need. This energy is obtained in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. For this purpose, glucose, a type of carbohydrates, is oxidized step by step in the cells. This is called as cellular respiration. This cellular respiration occurs among the living organisms by two methods. Those two methods are aerobic respiration, that is, in aerobic respiration oxygen is involved, and anaerobic respiration, in that oxygen is not involved. In aerobic respiration, glucose is oxidized in three steps, that is glycolysis, tricarboxylic acid cycle and electron transfer chain reaction. First step, glycolysis. Process of glycolysis occurs in cytoplasm. A molecule of glucose is oxidized step by step in this process and two molecules of each, that is pyruvic acid, ATP, NADH2 and water are formed. In the cytoplasm, two molecules of each, that is pyruvic acid, ATP, NADH2 and water are formed. Molecules of pyruvic acid formed in this process are converted into molecules of acetyl coenzyme A. Those molecules of NADH2 and two molecules of CO2 are released during this process. Then what is NADH2 and FADH2? NADH2 is a nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. These are the enzymes formed in the cells and used in cellular respiration. Then FADH2 is the flavin adenine dinucleotide. Understood? Second step, that is tricarboxylic acid cycle. Both molecules of acetyl-CoA enters in the mitochondria. Cyclic chains of reactions called as tricarboxylic acid cycle is operated in the mitochondria. Acetyl part of acetyl-CoA is completely oxidized through these cyclic processes and molecules of CO2, H2O, NADH2 and FADH2 are derived in tricarboxylic acid cycle. Tricarboxylic acid cycle is also known as Krebs cycle because the cyclic processes are discovered by Sir Hans Krebs. He has awarded the Nobel Prize in 1953 for this discovery. Third step, that is electron transfer chain reaction. Molecules of NADH2 and FADH2 formed during all above processes participate in electron transfer chain reaction. Due to this, 3 molecules of ATPs are obtained from each NADH2 molecules and 2 molecules of ATP from each FADH2 molecules. Besides, ATP water molecules are formed in this reaction. Electron transfer chain reaction is operated in mitochondria only. Thus, a molecule of glucose is completely oxidized in aerobic respiration and molecules of CO2 and H2O are produced along with energy. Students, 2 types of enzymes are formed in the process of aerobic respiration, that is NADH2 and FADH2. NADH2 means nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide and FADH2 means flavin adenine dinucleotide. Both enzymes are formed in the cells and used in the cellular respiration. In this process, energy is formed in the form of ATP. ATP means adenosine triphosphate. It is an energy-rich molecule and energy is stored in the bonds by which phosphate groups are attached to each other. These molecules are stored in the cells as per need. Chemically, ATP is triphosphate molecule formed from adenosine ribonucleoside. It contains a nitrogenous compound adenine, pentose sugar, ribose and 3 phosphate groups. As per the need, energy is derived by breaking the phosphate bonds of ATP and hence ATP is called as energy currency of the cell. See the chart showing process of energy production through aerobic respiration of carbohydrates, proteins and fats. Firstly, carbohydrates, that is glucose, enters in the process of glycolysis. In this process, glucose is converted into pyruvic acid. This pyruvic acid is again converted into acetyl-CoA. Acetyl part of acetyl-CoA is completely oxidized through Krebs cycle or TCA cycle, and through this respiration, energy, carbon dioxide and water is formed. If there is an insufficient amount of carbohydrates in body due to exceptional conditions like fasting and hunger, then lipids and proteins are used for energy production. In case of lipids, they are converted into fatty acids, whereas proteins are converted into amino acids. Fatty acids and amino acids are again converted into acetyl-CoA and energy is obtained through complete oxidation of acetyl-CoA by the process of Krebs cycle again in mitochondria. Some organisms cannot live in presence of oxygen. Example, many bacteria cannot live in presence of oxygen. Such living organisms have to perform anaerobic respiration for energy production. Students, see the chart of anaerobic respiration in living organisms or cell. In this chart, glycolysis and fermentation are two steps of anaerobic respiration. Glucose is incompletely oxidized and less amount of oxygen is obtained in this type of respiration. Pyruvic acid produced through glycolysis is converted into other organic acids or alcohol with the help of some enzymes in this process. This is called as fermentation. See the chart. In the chart, pyruvic acid is is converted into vinegar and vitamins through fermentation in the middle stage. In the side stage, the pyruvic acid is converted into alcohol through yeast, and in the right side stage, pyruvic acid is converted into lactic acid through fermentation in the muscle cells during anaerobic respiration. Some higher plants, animals, and anaerobic microorganisms also perform anaerobic respiration instead of aerobic respiration if there is a depletion in oxygen level in the surrounding. Depletion means deficiency. Example, seeds perform anaerobic respiration if the soil is submerged underwater during germination. During germination, if soil is submerged under the water, then seeds perform anaerobic respiration. Similarly, our muscle cells also perform anaerobic respiration while performing the exercises. Due to this, less amount of energy is produced in our body and lactic acid accumulates, due to which after exercise we feel tired. After studying the process of energy production through aerobic respiration and anaerobic respiration, you have to tell some differences between them. What are the differences? See the chart. First difference is oxygen is required for aerobic respiration and oxygen is not required for anaerobic respiration. Second difference, aerobic respiration takes place in nucleus as well as in cytoplasm. Aerobic respiration occurs in the nucleus also and in the cytoplasm. And anaerobic respirations occurs only in the cytoplasm. Third difference is at the end of aerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and water molecules are formed. But at the end of anaerobic respiration, carbon dioxide and ethyl alcohol are formed. First step, energy is produced in large amount in aerobic respiration, but energy is produced in lesser amount in anaerobic respiration. Glucose is completely oxidized in aerobic respiration, but glucose is incompletely oxidized in anaerobic respiration. 38 molecules of ATPs are formed during aerobic respiration, but 2 molecules of ATP are formed during anaerobic respiration. And see the chemical reaction. C6H12O6, that is glucose molecule, plus 6O2 gives you 6 water molecules plus 6 CO2, that is carbon dioxide molecules, and 686 kilocalorie energy. And in anaerobic reactions, chemical reaction is like this. C6H12O6, that is glucose molecule, gives 2 C2H5OH, that is ethyl alcohol, plus 2 CO2 carbon dioxide molecules plus 50 kilocalorie energy. Thus, we have seen the energy production of carbohydrates through aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Read the part in the textbook. Next part we will see in another video. Thank you.